A Gwinnett County man is heading to prison. A jury convicted him of carrying out a violent crime spree targeting former teammates. Central Gwinnett County Bureau Chief Matt Johnson's live at the courthouse. And Matt, one of the victims was left with brain damage.
And it's truly a miracle that that victim survived. And it's not the only shooting linked to one defendant. It's during a crime spree that prosecutors say lasted about 6 months.
His normal is completely different.
Talal Ansa fought to survive the shooting that left him with brain damage and 8 gunshot wounds as he came home from work last December.
The one place that's supposed to be our safe haven has been destroyed.
Now his family's fight for justice has come to an end after the gunman's betrayal led to a conviction.
I think we're a lot more at peace now knowing that, he's behind bars.
On Monday, a jury convicted 20-year-old Jet Horn for shooting his former South Gwinnett High School basketball teammate 8 times, including once in the head, at Ansa's family's home near Snellville. The 21-year-old survived, but the violence didn't stop. 3 months later, police say Horn shot at another former classmate.
Okay, guys, welcome to the video. Today I'm doing a reaction here to this story out of Gwinnett County. The suspect here has already been found guilty by a jury, and he's been sentenced. He's been sentenced for shooting a former teammate of his several times, including once in the head. And man, this is pretty terrible. And again, it goes back to, just making sure that, people are checking on themselves as far as their mental health, not really harboring anything and talking to people, because we don't really know the motive or the situation that led up to this shooting. But we do know, the aftermath of what happened. And yeah, it's pretty tragic, because it sounds like he took it upon himself to hunt down his teammates and do this horrible act to them. And again, we don't know, what the situation was to bring him to do this. But it's definitely terrible, because, you have praying that the teammate is able to recover and get himself back to where he can do normal functioning things as he was once doing. But it's just terrible, because you have young people who are just throwing their lives away, doing reckless stuff, doing stuff that really doesn't make too much sense to those of us who don't necessarily look to do those things or live that life. I'm gonna just play the video just a little bit more, because the story gets a little bit deeper.
And stray bullets hit neighboring homes. In May, he carjacked a third victim at gunpoint. Ballistics linked all 3 attacks, but the question of why still lingers.
His family spoke, and of course they talked to my mom and apologized and everything, but I think it had something to do with a mental health crisis.
The jury convicted Horn for each shooting and sentenced him to 30 years with 25 to serve in prison. For the Ansa family, healing begins with hope.
We've come so far in the past 11 months, and at this point it's only up from here.
Okay, so in case you guys kind of missed that part, so he carjacked another individual, and then he went to the home of another teammate and shot at that home. And it's like I said, man, it's pretty wild to kind of put yourself in this position where it may have been something that you could have talked to someone about and sought help in order to keep yourself from doing this type of stuff that would land you in prison for 30 years. So that's 30 years of his life is going to be spent in prison. And it's just another one of these stories that I like to cover here. And like I said, hopefully the young man is able to get himself recovered. I did watch this video a little bit before starting recording of this video, so the newscaster here is going to say that he's going to be doing physical therapy and just taking any type of therapy that he needs to try to get himself back to normalcy, and that the doctors say that with his young age, They're very optimistic that he'll be able to get all his functions back, like his nervous system and his physical ability back. But just another terrible story from across the country of individuals who they just don't have all their screws tightened, and instead of them going and seeking the proper resources and help that they need, they'll rather go out and bring harm against you. So if you do know anyone that's actually going through things like that, you want to definitely be proactive and encourage them to seek some type of help. It's help at all types of capacities. Even down to anonymous lines where you can just call and talk to someone, and they may be able to give you a little word or something that would keep you from doing something like this, because it doesn't only affect you, it affects everyone else that's around you, including his sister, who was there talking and saying how their family has a lot of hope for him and stuff like that. And just another terrible story, honestly. But don't really have too much more to harp on this story. Just kind of wanted to bring this to the attention of everyone and kind of give my 1-2 on it. And if you like my content, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. This is Justin Paul. Peace.